Have you stopped to wonder that every 19 minutes, an older person loses their life because of a fall? It's frightening. I know. That's about 32,000 deaths a year. And the worst part is that many of these tragedies could be prevented. But there's something almost nobody talks about. The difference between falling and staying strong could lie in little secrets that nearly no older person knows but which make all the difference. I'm about to share with you something that could change your life, or that of someone you love. And no, we're not talking expensive equipment or complicated exercises. What I'm going to reveal are simple adjustments, some so quick you can put them into practice in seconds. Physiotherapists all over Brazil are already using these strategies to help their patients regain confidence in walking and to live independently again. What you're about to discover has helped thousands of people go from shaky, fearful steps to steps that are sure, balanced, and steady. And the best part is, you can start today, right from your own home. I'm Dr. Melissa Turner, and before diving into these secrets, I want to get to know you better. Tell me in the comments where you're watching from, your city, your region, your country. I read each comment attentively, and I love seeing how our community grows all over the world. And if you're here because your own balance or that of someone close to you matters, make sure to click subscribe and turn on notifications. That way you won't miss any important advice that may truly make a difference. If this message moved you in some way, write 1 in the comments. If not, that's okay, too, just write 0. This simple gesture helps us understand who is walking with us on this journey, and allows us to bring this valuable information to even more people. Secret number 1. The common, dangerous mistake many people make without even realizing it. This is the first secret to improving how you walk and avoiding falls. The visual trap. Sabotaging your balance may surprise you, but the habit of constantly looking at your feet while walking, believing it's being careful, could actually put you at risk. Sounds contradictory, doesn't it? Let me tell you about Margaret, a 73-year-old retired nurse from Ohio. She always thought looking at her feet was the best way to protect herself. After all, how can you trip over something you can see? But there was a detail nobody ever explained to her, not even her doctor. Looking at your feet all the time while walking is like trying to drive a car while only watching the hood. You lose the sense of what's around you, and that can be dangerous. When you walk looking down, your body reacts in risky ways. Your spine curves, your center of gravity shifts, your shoulders hunch, your torso loses stability, and most critically, your peripheral vision is drastically reduced. You become blind to your surroundings, raising the risk of tripping or accidents. Science confirms this. A study in a gerontology journal showed that older people who have the habit of looking down at the ground while walking are 40% more likely to fall than those who keep their gaze forward. But here comes the secret that changed everything for Margaret, and that can change everything for you. The 3-meter rule. Instead of looking at your feet, fix your gaze on a point 3 or 4 meters ahead of you. That's it. This simple shift in focus makes your entire body reorganize itself automatically. Your spine aligns, your abs engage, and your peripheral vision opens up like you've switched on a natural alert system for your surroundings. Margaret tried this technique for just a week. Afterwards, she told me, it was as if someone had turned the light back on. I felt taller, more centered, and for the first time in years, I wasn't afraid to walk alone in the parking lot. If you're used to walking with your gaze fixed on the ground, don't worry, it's more common than you think. What matters most is knowing that your body hasn't forgotten how to walk safely. It just needs a reminder, and sometimes, everything begins with a simple gesture. Lifting your chin and trusting that your vision will safely guide you ahead. Secret number 2. The arm movement almost everyone forgets. Now, let's talk about a body part that rarely gets the attention it deserves when it comes to balance. Your arms may seem decorative, but they're one of your body's natural stability mechanisms. What happens when you stop using them properly? You lose balance. Many older adults, out of fear of falling, unconsciously freeze their arms when walking. They walk with their arms rigid, glued to their sides, or constantly holding on to something. And that, without realizing it, takes away one of their main tools for balance. Here's why this is so important. When you walk, arms and legs work together in what experts call the cross-pattern movement. This means that when the right leg steps forward, the left arm also swings forward, and vice versa. That movement isn't just natural. It's essential for keeping the body aligned and the center of gravity stable. Want a real example? Meet Robert, a 78-year-old retired carpenter. After a mild fall, he started using a cane. But instead of things improving, he felt his balance worsening over time. That's when a perceptive physiotherapist noticed something curious. Robert's left arm had simply stopped moving. He was holding the cane so tightly in his right hand that the whole opposite side of his body locked up. The solution was simple. Robert relearned to hold the cane more gently with his right hand and started letting the free arm swing gently as he walked. In just 2 weeks, he told me, walking felt natural again. I felt looser, lighter just like before. You can do the same. When walking, keep your elbows slightly bent, your hands relaxed, and let your arms swing naturally in rhythm with your legs. Don't force it, just a gentle rhythm, like your body doing a slow dance. Even if you use a cane or walker, or have one arm weaker than the other, try to keep the other arm moving. This small adjustment can have a big impact: better balance, more confidence, and the return of that wonderful feeling of freedom. Secret number 3. The foot landing technique that can prevent your next fall. Now let's talk about something you do every day. All the time, but perhaps incorrectly: how your foot hits the ground when you walk. Many people believe walking is automatic, that there's no need to think much about it. But the way you step can make the difference between staying upright or falling. Here's the problem. Over the years, especially after one or more falls or pain, many older adults unconsciously change their walking pattern, and that makes falls much more likely. Here's what should happen with each step. You'll first make contact with the ground with your heel. Then the arch of your foot settles. Finally, your toes push smoothly into the next step. This heel-to-toe pattern, it absorbs impact and sets the body up for the next movement. But when the body feels insecure or fearful, many people start putting the whole foot down at once, or worse, stepping with the front part of the foot first as if they're testing the ground. These habits upset the fluidity of walking and throw off the body's balance. Here's an example. Dorothy, a 69-year-old gardening enthusiast, after almost falling down a ladder, began to shuffle her feet. She thought she was being more careful, walking slower, but this changed way of walking only increased her chance of tripping on any crack or uneven surface. Her physiotherapist taught her a simple exercise that made a difference. Relearn to step correctly, from heel to toe. She started in the kitchen, with hands resting lightly on the countertop. Each step was intentional. First the heel, then the arch, then the toes. In 2 weeks, amazing things happened. Her calves got stronger, her knees hurt less, and she was able to walk with confidence. Again, with her head held high. You can practice this easily. Try walking barefoot on a towel or soft mat. Feel your foot touching the surface. Heel, then the midfoot, then the toes. It may feel strange at first, but soon your body will remember this natural pattern. And what happens when you step correctly? The muscles in your legs activate like an orchestra in sync. Your hips move with the right timing, your knees work better, and the risk of tripping or losing balance drops drastically. Secret number 4. Shorter steps equals more safety. This one may surprise you. Do you remember how you used to walk when you were younger? Long strides, brisk rhythm, feeling of freedom. But what worked well then may be risky now. As we age, taking very long steps can destabilize our bodies. Most people don't even realize they need to adjust. But the fact is, keeping those long strides, like when you were 20 or 30, can put you in danger. A study from Johns Hopkins University showed that older people who persist in taking long steps have a higher risk of falls. The reason lies in shifting the center of gravity. When you take a long step, your body leans forward, but weight shifts backward. That creates a dangerous instability and reduces your reaction capability. It's like you're always walking on the edge of a fall, until the body can no longer correct itself. That's exactly what happened to Frank, an 82-year-old retired mail carrier. Proud of his quick stride, he always thought long steps kept him young. But after tripping twice in familiar places, he realized something was wrong. With the help of a movement specialist, Frank made a small change. He shortened his steps by a few centimeters and slightly increased his walking frequency. Instead of long strides, he began to walk with a steadier, firmer pace. The result was immediate. Frank stopped tripping. He felt less tired after walking. And in his own words, he said his legs felt like they were touching the ground again. He regained the connection with his body and, with that, the confidence to go and come without fear. Here's a truth that may seem counterintuitive at first. Stability always wins over speed. Think of a small child learning to walk. They don't run. Their steps are short, arms open, body aligned, and eyes alert. Each step is about standing upright, not about getting there quickly. but about not falling. This innate wisdom shouldn't be forgotten with time. On the contrary, it becomes even more valuable. As we grow older, try this simple test at home. Walk at your usual pace for 10 seconds and count how many steps you take. Then repeat, but with slightly shorter steps. If you notice you take more steps in the same time, it's a good sign. You're improving your control, balance, and stability. This applies to everyone, whether you walk alone, with a cane, or with a walker. What matters is keeping your steps compact, close to your center of gravity. Your body will thank you with firmer steps, fewer trips, and so much more confidence. Secret number 5. Your balance center is higher than you think. Here's a very common misconception about balance. Many people believe it's all in the legs. Yes, your legs are important, but the real secret to walking safely lies in a part of your body many people overlook completely: your core. By core, I mean more than just your belly. It includes your abdomen, your lower back, and your hips. These muscles work together as a natural support belt, keeping your spine firm and your body stable with every step. When this system weakens, everything becomes harder. Legs have to work harder, posture stoops, and risk of imbalance increases. But here's the good news. You don't need a gym, expensive equipment, or complicated routines to strengthen your core. Lillian, for example, is 81. She has always loved her morning walks, but over time, she began to feel more and more unstable. Instead of giving up, she tried something simple. While waiting for the water for her tea to boil, she would lift one foot a few centimeters off the floor and hold it in the air for 5 seconds, then switch legs. That's it. At first she thought, this will do nothing, but weeks later she said, it was as if my body remembered how to stand up. This little exercise gently activates the core muscles and, most importantly, teaches the brain to pay attention to balance again. Want another quick tip you can apply anywhere? While standing in line at the supermarket, walking down a hallway, or even sitting, gently pull your belly button toward your spine. It's a nearly invisible move no one will notice, but it activates the core muscles that help keep the body firm and stable. And the best part, as these muscles strengthen, they start working automatically without you having to think about them. A strong torso gives you balance, and balance gives you the freedom to walk confidently. Secret number 6. Awareness of the ground under you, the detail that can save your life. Now, let's talk about one of the most surprising sources of falls in older people. It's not just loose rugs, slippery floors, or missing handrails. Although those matter, the real culprit is often a fraction of a second in which the brain fails to recognize a change in the surface under your feet. Think about it. You're walking on a smooth floor, then suddenly you step on a soft rug, uneven pavement, or even a slight slope. If your brain doesn't register that change in time, your body can't adapt and you fall. This disconnection isn't about distraction. It's more about losing the subtle perception of your terrain. Over time and, especially out of fear of falling, many older people lose that connection. But this can be reactivated and, the technique is simple. Pay attention again to the ground. Walk more slowly over different surfaces. Feel how the ground responds under your heel, arch, and toes. If possible, spend a few minutes a day walking barefoot in your home over different floors. This kind of stimulation helps your brain reconfigure the balance sensors in your feet. The more aware you are of the surface under your feet, the less likely you are to be surprised. And in this game, anticipating is everything. As we age, our brain begins to process visual and physical changes more slowly. This isn't a weakness, it's just a natural part of getting older. What was once unnoticed, a change in texture, in color, or in lighting of the floor, can now shift perception and thus affect balance. Think of simple situations: moving from a rug to a wooden floor, entering a room with different lighting, or seeing reflections on a shiny floor. Any of these can alter visual perception, which may confuse the body. Sometimes, everything looks normal, but something feels off. Just a moment's hesitation can lead to a misstep. That's what happened to Peter, a 79-year-old man from Minnesota. He almost slipped while walking down a hallway with a shiny floor. The ceiling light's reflection made the floor appear uneven even though it was completely flat. The experience scared him, but it also offered an unexpected solution. His physiotherapist suggested a simple habit: quietly say out loud what kind of surface you're about to step on. Rug, tile, stairs, wood. Seems silly, but this small act forces the brain to focus and prepares the body to adapt to the new terrain. Today, Peter does it naturally, almost without thinking. And he told me he feels one step ahead wherever he goes. Here's another valuable tip. Watch out for very shiny floors. They can create optical illusions that fool your perception. And if you wear bifocals, pay extra attention at stairs, curbs, or uneven ground. Bifocals can distort depth and trick your eyes at the most critical moment. Remember, even the smallest changes deserve your full attention. The more present and intentional your steps are, the safer and more confident your movements will be. We've now covered 6 secrets. From posture and steps to arm movement, ground awareness, core strength, all of them together radically transform how you walk, move, and live. And the best part, you don't need expensive gear or hours of training. Just pay attention to your body. It already knows what to do. You just need to remind it. You are not fragile. You are adaptable. You are learning, relearning, and growing stronger, one step at a time. Walk with confidence. It's not about perfection. It's about regaining control, reclaiming confidence, and remembering every day that you are still in charge of your body and your life. Now I'd like to hear from you. Of these 6 secrets we've shared, which surprised you the most? Do you plan to try applying any of them tomorrow morning? Write in the comments. Your experience might be exactly what someone else needs to take their first step. Your story can inspire someone not to give up. If you liked this content, click like, subscribe, and share with your loved ones. Your support makes all the difference and helps us keep creating content that restores to older people what is most precious: confidence, dignity, and the joy of living. Thank you so much for being here today. I sincerely appreciate your time, your attention, and most importantly, your courage in wanting to improve. Take great care of yourself. Walk with care, with calm, and with pride. And remember, every step you take is not just a movement, it's a silent declaration of strength. It's a step toward your freedom.